Hello, welcome back to Hunter Tuned. In this video, guys, I'm going to show you a car that I just bought, completely sight unseen from Tennessee. I had it shipped up to me in Wisconsin, and I think I got a pretty good deal on this car. But let's hope it's not too good to be true. I talked with the owner, we fully discussed all these things, but I'm kind of hoping I got a good one here, and it's a pretty unique build. Let's go check it out. I'm gonna go take it to the shop, and we're just gonna kind of go look some stuff over and talk about it a little bit more. I can't wait to show you guys. It's pretty clean, it's pretty set up. I like buying cars from down south because they're just a lot cleaner than they are here in Wisconsin. Can you guys tell what it is by the taillights? That's a funny sounding single cam. Weird. Seems like it idles pretty good. No check engine lights. Looks like we're already in reverse. And yeah, she's up to temp. Kenwood Exelon. Pretty nice Kenwood Exelon, actually. Head unit here. The heater works. The defrost works. The wipers work, the headlights, the taillights, all that stuff works. The e-brake light and the e-brake works. That's pretty sweet. Yeah, we're gonna go take this thing over to the shop and get the seat adjusted. I literally had it dropped off at my house. A truck, like a semi-truck, kind of dropped it off. I use U-Ship, and I buy these cars from like other places that are far away, and it is pretty much the same exact price for me to just hire one of these hotshot companies to just bring me the car, so I did that. But yeah, let's turn the defrost off here just so we can listen to the motor, because I bought this car. I'll show you guys what it is here in a little bit, but hopefully we don't scrape leaving the driveway. Bought this car. This is literally the first time I'm driving it. I don't know if you can hear that clatter. But it seems to go away with RPM. And it seems to only happen at like 2,000 RPM. It's got a little clatter to it. Brakes seem like they're pretty good. Blinker works. Yeah, it's got a clatter. It's not terribly loud, but it's loud enough that I can hear it inside the cab, and it has a full exhaust. When I listened to it, it sounded like it had a rod knock, like slightly. Oh, there's a car that already wants to race me. I literally pulled out of my driveway 3 seconds ago, and there's already a car next to me that wanted to race. Anyways, the tranny shift's nice. I really want to cut the oil filter open because I didn't. So I bought this car knowing that it has an engine noise. There's some sort of noise in the motor, and the guy said he didn't really know what it was, and he just built this motor that's in this car. It has like 500 miles on it, and I'm like, if it's making a noise within 500 miles, I feel like it might be a bearing issue or something. I'm really hoping it's not a bearing problem, but we'll find out as soon as we get to the shop and we cut the oil filter open. Sounds like maybe a bearing or wheel bearing maybe going out. Can kind of hear it whistling. This thing's super quiet inside. got tinted windows all around. That's pretty cool, but yeah, just driving down the road right now, I can hear it clattering ever so slightly. And it goes away with throttle, and it shows back up when you get back on the gas and when you let off. When you let off, it goes away, and if you throttle it, it goes away. But in the middle, where the rod can kind of fucking have its room to wiggle and play, is when I hear it. And right when I cold started it, I would just blip the throttle just a little bit. I don't know if you heard, but I could hear it right when I would blip it, and then it would go away. And that's typically like, you know, telltale rod knock. So I just put a mile or two on this thing real quick, and we're gonna just take it right to the shop. I don't even think I'm gonna beat on it. I just want to see if we can go pull it. If I pull the filter and there's no metal, then I'll beat on it. But no, I don't have my hopes up. I just don't. I just throttled into it a little bit there, and this fucker boogies. Man, it's so quiet. It's a very well built car. Very well built. All right, I'll see you at the shop. And I've noticed, there it is. I've noticed it makes the noise between 2,000 and 3,000 RPM. And it doesn't seem to make the noise anywhere else. Maybe it does, I don't know. But as soon as I get into the throttle, the noise goes away. And that's like a telltale of, it's got like half of a white bearing in the bottom end. And it's on its way out. It might drive like this for quite a while, to be honest, but let's quit fucking around and go cut the filter open. All right, so I have another thought that I just have to talk about. So if this thing has a rod knock, or typical rod knock, you would think would get worse with temperature. And it would be at its quietest when the oil is the thickest. And after I've been the car's been running for like 30 minutes now. A lot of idling. I've driven 6 miles since I got this car. And we're on our way to the shop right now. And I feel like the noise is quieter now than it was when I first started driving. So that would indicate that it might be a head issue. Because I feel like if the oil gets thinner, the oil can flow a little bit better through the head. I don't know. I'm just spitballing. I almost don't even hear it anymore. There it is. Just faintly. I don't know. We're here at the shop. Let's look at it. All right, guys, I just got it pulled into the shop. This is the Whip. EK sedan from Tennessee. Super clean car. And look at what we got under here. Damn, Daniel. Let's see if we can hear the noise. Smells like oil catch can or something. Little fumey, not bad. Let's see if we can hear it. All right, I'm gonna shut it off. Get a look at it from underneath. Regardless, if it does have motor issues, I feel like I'm still pretty happy with my purchase. It looks freaking mean. Like a mean sleeper that I could put a car seat in the back of. Damn. They did repaint it. They did a pretty good job. Now, what we've all been waiting for. Let's drain the oil. Let's see what we got. All right, guys, so I've been working on the Civic. I got the oil drained out of it. I pulled the oil filter off of it, and I cut the oil filter open, and there's no freaking metal in this thing, so that's an awesome sign. I'm gonna change the oil with something a little bit thinner because he said he had 2050 in it, and maybe the thick oil is not allowing the LMAs to pump up in the head, so maybe it's got some noise there. I'm gonna try to change the oil with like some 530 or something, a little bit thinner. Put a new filter on it, and because the noise seemed to get better with heat, which makes me think that the oil got thinner and then could flow through stuff a little bit easier, including like the timing chain tensioner and all that kind of stuff. All the passageways on the K-Series are a lot smaller, so having a thinner oil actually helps with being able to build up the pressure needed to pump up a lot of these parts. I don't know, I've never actually tore one apart, but that's what I think. At least I feel like K-Series, I don't really run anything thicker than like a 540 on a lot of them, but that's it. Got the car up on the hoist. I'm gonna change the oil in the morning, but for tonight, I'm gonna head home. I've already edited like 3 videos and did a bunch of flying tonight with the paramotor that I'm really excited to show you guys. I got this freaking car today. It's just been a long day. Anyways, we'll see you tomorrow. Or in like 2 seconds for you guys. All right, guys, so I ended up changing the oil on this car, and it seems like it's about the same. The noise didn't really get any worse or any better, but needless to say, I bought this car from a guy down in Tennessee. I paid $7,500 for it, and man, it's like the cleanest Honda I think I've ever owned. It's very well put together, and I worked out a deal with the guy and picked it up for $7,500 from a really cool cat down in Tennessee. I might talk to him later and see if he's okay with me like plugging his social media if he has any, because man, he really did a good job putting this car together, and he pretty much sold it to me for the exact amount that he had into parts. So like I said, sometimes it just is better to buy the car kind of already done and put your own touch to it, and that's what I'm going to do with this car, and I'm very excited to. It is a K24 swapped EK sedan, and dude, it is freaking clean. It's not clean right now because I have my wideband. I actually just put a wideband in it, and I got it strapped down to the dyno. I want to get a baseline with this thing and see if the noise is going to get worse or not. I kind of bought this car with the intention of the motor being bad, worst case scenario, because I actually have another K-Series sitting over there that I can swap into it, but this one has a ton of goodies, like ton. It's a K24 with 12.5 to 1 pistons, and it has like a TSX 5-speed with like Synchrotech rebuild kit. It has RDX 410 injectors, K-Pro V4. It's got brake tuck, wire tuck, rye wire harness, insane shaft, axles, wheels, coilovers, fresh paint job. You name it, dude. This thing's got it. And dude did a really good job putting this thing together. So I think, honestly, with all of my frustrations, I actually did sell a bunch of cars to get this thing. I ended up selling my Del Sol. I ended up selling the $400 EK sedan that I bought. I sold my Festiva that I got, and I sold something else and got this. So, and this thing, like I said, guys, it is freaking mint. Like, it's in such good condition. They just did paint on it, and it's a Southern car. You go underneath of this thing, and it's like you take any bolt and just take a wrench to it and it comes right off. Where it really frustrates me with the frickin' EG, you know, because everything is just rusted tight. Breaking bolts, having to cut the car apart just to fix the broken rusted bolt is super frustrating. My S2000, super clean car, down from Indiana, and my Integra, bought that from South Carolina, same deal as this, except the paint wasn't as good as this one, and I paid the same amount for that car. So, I think I got a pretty good deal on this thing. He posted it up on the K20 Facebook group, and it's awesome. I'm stoked to have this car. I did drive it a little bit, like I said, and it has high compression pistons and it's on pump gas. So I'm kind of taking it easy, and I think some of that noise that I'm hearing under the hood is detonation. He said he had some detonation issues with it, and I don't know, I just think, you know, this thing really needs a set of Hunter Tune injectors and some E85, and I think we'll be golden. But first, I'm gonna do a dyno rip, just a small one, with the pump gas that's in it and the tune that's in it. I didn't touch it other than the low RPM stuff, like around 2000 where I was hearing that noise. I pulled 10 degrees of timing out of it, and the noise seems to be way better. It doesn't seem to be as bad. That's what makes me think it's detonation issue. But like I said, I'm just gonna do a little baby pull, kind of see where the power's at, and then I think in the next video, we're gonna put some injectors in it, put some E85 in, and see how much power this thing can really make. I don't think it's gonna make a ton with the factory intake manifold, but we'll see how that goes. But guys, this thing it's so clean. It's such a clean car. But like I said, I got the wideband in it, and I just want to monitor the air fuels and stuff like that. He said it kind of just has a base map in it, so we'll see where it goes. If it's really lean, I probably won't even stay in it. And the little bit of pulls that I did on the street, it pulls good down low, and then like up top, it just feels like it kind of falls off. It doesn't really pull that hard up top. And it's got a really big 4-to-1 header. It's got a 2 3/4 inch exhaust all the way back with a really nice muffler. Like I said, I think the only thing that's gonna hold us back is fuel, which it has pump gas right now, and the intake manifold, I think might limit some high RPM power. So we might have to swap that for something else later down the road. But I got this car just as like a really fun daily that I can just, honestly, it sounds stupid, but I wanna get a trailer hitch for it, and I wanna put a cargo rack on the back and hold my paramotor with this sedan. I think it'd be really cool. I do it with my truck right now, but I think having a little daily Honda like this would be super fun. Not like I don't have enough daily Hondas, but this one's special because it's just really well done. It's just super well done. I could not replicate this car for what I paid for it. Plain and simple. 7,500 bucks, fresh paint, already done, K24 swap, very healthy setup, hopefully. Hopefully the motor is good. No metal in the oil filter. I don't know. Let's just see what she does. Let's get her warmed up and do a little tug on the dyno. Yeah. Here's a little sound clip of the motor under the hood. Sounds pretty good. You can hear it a little bit of a rattle. But it's way better than it was when I first got the car. So I think we're making headway. Let's just do a little baby pull on the dyno and see how it goes. And guys, this exhaust on this car sounds so good. It sounds like perfect. This thing just blew my expectations, to be completely honest. I don't know if you guys watch back on the videos at all when I had my all-motor K24 in the Integra. That on E85 with all the tuning and everything that I had to make power on that thing, it was a stock K24, made like 240 horsepower, all effort K24. It had about the same header and about the same exhaust on it, except it had an RBC intake manifold, but it did not have any internal motor work done. And that made like 240 on E85. This thing on pump gas with really light timing, cam angle is not optimized, and the air fuel on that pull was like 14.0. It was pretty lean, so I got out of it a little early. And it still made 245 horsepower. All motor on pump gas. If that ain't impressive, I don't know what is. And another thing to mention is, you guys know with the S2000, I actually recalibrated the dyno. So the Integra was actually about, I don't know if it was like 5% or something. My dyno was actually reading 5 or 10% higher back then. So the Integra, realistically, on this calibration of the dyno, probably would have made like 230. And for this thing to make 245 with the recalibrated dyno, which is actually lower than it was before, this thing on the old calibration of the dyno probably would be making like 255. As is, with no tuning. No E85 on a really high compression engine. And the reason I'm doing baby pulls and not really going crazy is because this thing needs high octane fuel, or E85 or something, to really optimize it. Plus, it's lean, like 14.0. But man, dude, it sounds so good. You can see the power curve definitely needs to be optimized. VTEC needs to be lower. It's too high. You can see it falls off and then picks back up. And then the cam angle, I think, or cam angle, air fuel, ignition timing, and all that might need to be played with up here to keep this up a little bit more. Man, I'm really hoping after we swap ethanol E85 into this thing, it's got stock cams and everything like that, I'm really hoping we can crack like 260. If I have an all motor 260 horsepower car, whoa, what one hell of a daily driver that would be. So stay tuned, guys. I'm really excited to get this thing tuned up, swap out some fuel components, and really optimize this setup. You guys should let me know if we should try to max out these RDX 410s. I don't know how much fuel they'll take. With E85, I highly doubt they're gonna keep up with this amount of fuel. On pump gas, they're probably fine for this power level, but with E85, I'm probably gonna need quite a bit more. So I might just opt to go right to the thousands. You guys let me know what you think. I'm really stoked. And I'm gonna give you one quick little walk around. I didn't really show a whole lot of underneath the car, but I mean, like I said, guys, it's got stainless brake lines. It's got everything. It's awesome. Hassport mounts. It's got a battery relocation into the wheel well, or into the bumper well. Oil catch can. Like I said, the only thing it needs, in my opinion, is a different intake manifold, and I think it's really gonna shine, because I think this PRB, or the stock RSX K20, because I think that's what this intake is. It's a PRB, like a stock K20 intake manifold. I think that's kind of hurting us. I really don't like running these intake manifolds, but oh dude, I'm stoked. I think this is gonna be really fun. Plus, like I said, I didn't play with cam. I haven't even touched the tune-up. Didn't touch the tune-up at all. I want to put ethanol in it. Dude, this thing's gonna spank. This thing is gonna spank. I'm excited. I'm putting the old Hunter Tune touch on this car from Tennessee, and you guys should stay tuned. Like the video, subscribe if you're new, and have a great night and a better tomorrow. Happy New Year, everybody. Merry Christmas to everybody, and God bless.